Okay, so I'll read the beginning here. Japan raises nuclear accident severity level to highest 7 from 5. We're going to go little by little, sentence by sentence. First of all, the headline says severity. Right? Severity is a noun. What's the adjective? Do you know? Adjective? Very important. Severe. Okay. Now, tricky. And I think, Monica, you know this, right? Severe is... What's severe in Japanese?
Shinkoku.
Shinkoku, yeah. Also hageshi. Both, okay? Now, what if severe is pretty tough, right? What if you take off the E? What is that?
Sever.
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 What does sever mean?
Sever.
Cut off. Be careful. This is a difficult word. If you do this word, severed, many students think severed, but it's severed. Because severe is keyoshi. There's no D severed. If you have a D, it must be severed, which means cut off. Okay, so when you see this word, it's not severed, it's severed, cut off. But they're tricky. Even I remember when I was learning this in junior high school, whatever. Okay, Japan has decided. Japan raises nuclear accident severity level to highest 7 from 5. To highest level of 7 from 5. Tokyo, Japan has decided to raise the severity level of the accident at the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant to the maximum 7 of an international scale, up from the current 5, and matching that of the 1986 Chernobyl catastrophe. Government sources said Tuesday. Couple points to remember here. Japanese, Chernobyl, right? Chernobyl? Chernobyl. In English, Chernobyl. Bull, like bull. Like bullshit. Bull. Bull. Chernobyl. If you say Chernobyl to a Westerner, they won't understand what you're saying. Okay. And it's catastrophe. Even though there's an E at the end like that, it's pronounced E. Not catastrophe. It looks like catastrophe, but it's catastrophe. Okay. So Japan has decided to raise, not rise. This is tadoshi. Be careful. Students often mix up raise and rise. Raise the severity level of the accident at the crippled Fukushima. Okay, how about this? Prices are rising. Okay, the government raised taxes. Right. Okay, to the maximum 7 of an international scale. Good. Up from the current 5. Current means now. Genzai. Current news. Current events. We often say that, right? Government sources said Tuesday. Okay. Paragraph 2. The current provisional evaluation of 5 on the International Nuclear Event Scale by the Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency, a body under the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, is at the same level as the 3 Mile Island accident in the United States in 1979. Super basic rule, remember, the same. Always the same. 99% of the time we say the same. Line 8. Line 6, provisional. Provisional here just means temporary. But we use temporary more. Provisional means for now, until we decide later. Maybe we'll change it later. It's provisional. It could change. It may not change. It's provisional. So not exactly the same as temporary. Temporary is for sure temporary. Provisional could be for a long time. So the current provisional evaluation of 5 changed because the situation changed. That's why it's provisional. Right? This name, International Nuclear Event Scale by the Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency, I have no idea what that is. Some ministry, I don't know who, maybe that's with the UN agency, I don't know. Okay, line 10. The decision comes after the release of a preliminary calculation on Monday by the Nuclear Safety Commission of Japan, which said the crippled nuclear plant was releasing up to 10,000 terabecquerels. See, I don't know. Tera we know means 1,000. Tera means 1,000. Right? Becquerels, I don't know. Maybe in Japanese, you know? You say becquerel?
Becquerel.
Okay. So when you have a computer, right? For example, a photograph, when you take a photograph, maybe it's 1 megabyte or 4 megabyte. Really good photograph is 4 megabytes. High quality. About. It could be more, right? Depending on the camera. A regular computer now will probably have about 200 gigabytes. A DVD holds about 4 gigabytes. Then the next step is 1,000 gigabytes, and that's called 1 terabyte. Terabyte. So we have megabyte, we have bit, byte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte. So that's the only reason you really need the word tera. Tera just means 1,000, and we often hear this word with computers. This chip in this camera that I'm using now, I think it's 6 or 8 gigabytes. If you have 1,000, that's a terabyte.
And the 1 giga is 1,000 megabyte.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Okay. So right now, by the way, the price on terabytes is really cheap now. About 10 years ago, 1 gigabyte was about 1 yen. Now 1 terabyte is about, I got a terabyte the other day for 7,200. Super cheap. But yeah, 10 years ago that would have cost me like Juman, 100,000 yen. Okay, so let's go. Okay, line 10, preliminary. First, initial, preliminary. The decision comes after the release of an initial calculation, a preliminary calculation. Calculation in this case is like estimate. How do you say estimate in Japanese? Yosu is okay, or Shisan. But you should also know estimate. For example, if your car is broken, you take it to the store and you ask for a mitsumori. And in English, estimate. So you often use this conversation like, can I have an estimate, please? I need an estimate. But in this case, you would not say calculation. I need a calculation, you don't say. But in this case, they're the same. Okay. Preliminary calculation on Monday by the nuclear. Okay, let's see. Subsequent, line 13. Subsequent, line 13, means following. So first the earthquake and the subsequent tsunami. For example, his heart attack and subsequent death were caused by the cocaine. That's a strange example. His heart attack and subsequent death. Oh, how about this? Her affair and subsequent divorce were a result of drugs. Scandal. Okay, how about that? The scandal and subsequent divorce. Well, that often happens. Usually, let's see. Those are all negative. What's a positive? How about this? His scientific discovery and subsequent fame are a result of hard work. So first he made a scientific discovery, and that made him famous subsequently. Subsequent, following. Sequence means in order, right? Sequence. So subsequent. Sequence. Sequence, E-N-C-E. Sequence. Okay. Line 15. Level 7 accidents on the INES, which is International Safety. What does INES mean? International Nuclear Event Scale. Correspond to the release into the external environment of radioactive materials equal to more than tens of thousands of terabecquerels of radioactive iodine. 131. 1 terabecquerel equals 1 trillion becquerels. And I have no idea. Don't worry about that. I mean, I honestly don't understand. I don't know what a becquerel is anyway. But here's the word we should remember: radioactive, which is, how do you say radioactive in Japanese? Do you remember? No. Okay, it's the adjective. Radioactive. Hoshaseika. Okay. But it's adjective. Radioactive material. There used to be a super like a joke comic book. Radioactive man. He was made out of. And he has power. I don't know what power he has. Radioactive man. Okay. Correspond. Go with. Point to corresponds, right? For example, the numbers on this paper correspond, or this video corresponds. The numbers in this video that I'm saying correspond to these numbers, right? When I say line 8 corresponds to this line, points to. Okay. Questions? No.
Okay.
Okay. You want to continue from there? Yeah. Okay. We'll turn this off for a minute.
Okay.